Hello and welcome back to Michael's Japan Diaries. It has been a really long time. In fact, as I am recording this, it has been 142 days and 15 hours since last I uploaded a video. And I would like to give a bit of an explanation about what's been going on for that time. First off, you'll have to excuse the bit of a weird location here. I came to a little park here where there's a really nice observation deck right above me here, but just as I got here it started raining, so I'm sitting here under the observation deck to not get wet. Hopefully it'll be less rainy so I can take you up there in a moment. But anyway, basically what's happened. So last time I gave you an update, I had just moved here to Okinawa and just started my new work. Of course, just starting a new work is really busy, so that was a thing that I had to deal with. But also moving to a new place is really busy, so that was a thing I had to deal with. Basically, the day that I started work was also the day that I moved into the apartment, which means that there was a little bit of unpacking that I couldn't really do because of the whole work thing. So for the first month or so, I was just really busy and spending a lot of my free time just mentally recovering from being busy with the whole moving thing. And then whenever I had a little bit of excess time, a little bit of spare time, I would spend that unpacking. And that took a little bit of a while. And I think sometime in December I finally managed to get everything unpacked. And you can probably hear the rain now. Oh wow. I did bring an umbrella, which might be necessary when I'm leaving here. Anyway, as I was saying, sometime during December I probably finished unpacking my stuff, so I was really looking forward to, oh, there's a winter break now, I can finally make some content again. And then I started getting sick. On, I think it was December the 25th or 26th, somewhere around that time, I started getting a fever. And with the world situation what it is, immediately alarm bells start ringing, go out and get tested for our good friend the Big C, and that's negative. Okay, that's great. So I kind of continue moving on with my daily life, still feeling a little bit under the weather. I had actually had a little bit of a sore throat since the middle of December, but it wasn't anything different from like a normal cold. And during most of the winter break I was kind of okay. Around New Year's I was okay. Anyway, just at the start of the new year I went to Naha. There's a big shrine there called Gokoku Jinja that I wanted to go to as part of like a visit and shrine on New Year. It's one of the biggest shrines here, so I wanted to go there. And when I came back from there in the afternoon, my legs were really, really tired. Like, I had walked around a bit on the day, but my legs were really tired, so something was off, and I started having a bit of a fever, but only in the evening. When I woke up in the morning, I was fine again. But then what happened was that this rain is. Alright, I had to move a little bit further into the side here. I'm sitting on the very edge of the bench here. The wind is pretty strong, and the rain is coming in from this side here, so I'm trying to stay as dry as possible, or rather, I'm trying to keep the camera as dry as possible here. As I was saying, I was able to just start work at the beginning of January, but then what happened was that not a state of emergency, but a level like before that, a quasi-state of emergency was declared in Okinawa as for this wave. Okinawa was the first place that happened, which meant that I transitioned into a period of working from home for about 3 weeks, and just the day that period of working from home was going to start, on the afternoon of the Friday where that was decided, I started having a fever again, and a bit of a sore throat. And the next morning, that was then Saturday of course, that was not gone. So I go to the clinic and I explain the situation, and at that day they can't do, at that clinic I went to, they couldn't do a PCR test, so I just got some medicine to treat the cold symptoms, and I decided to kind of look at how the situation developed. I think the following Monday was a holiday, so Tuesday I still had a fever, so I went back to the same clinic. They could do the test. I got the result on the same day. That was negative, but I was still having a fever, still getting a sore throat and everything. And for the next 2 weeks, Fortunately, this coincided exactly with the period that, as I mentioned, I was working from home due to this quasi-state of emergency, but for the next 2 weeks I had a fever constantly. When it was low, I did go down to somewhere around 37.3, 37.4, but usually in the evening it would be up around 38.5 degrees or something like that for the entire period, for those 2 weeks. And I had a very sore throat and a lot of pain when swallowing and stuff, basically pain radiating all the way up to my ears. But it was not our good friend the Big C, it was another virus infection, and because it was a virus infection, of course, there's nothing to just wait, so I had to just wait that out. And at the end of it, I also had various side effects of the medicine that I was getting for it, but that whole thing meant that it was a little bit difficult for me to, make videos and stuff. Then, kind of recovering from being tired up on top of this illness, we came into February and March, that kind of period, and the financial year in Japan starts in April, which means March is the final month. So basically the time coming up to that period, February and March, is a really, really busy period at work. So I got kind of busy with work on top of still being a little bit tired from several weeks of being quite ill. So I didn't really have much energy to make any videos there either. Finally, I got my car, which is another very long story. I will tell you that in another video where I will show you the car, but basically after I got here, of course, I realized I needed a car. I was renting a car for the first period, but decided to buy a car, made the incredibly smart decision of buying a new car. Because of the whole semiconductor situation, cars take a very long time to be produced, so finally here in the middle of March, I got that car that I had been waiting for a while, so I was excited to go out and try that. And I had prepared a day, basically like 2 weeks ago, where it was nice weather. I went out to this same park that I'm at now with the purpose of recording a video like this, and also record a video introducing you to my car and explaining about that. And then I came out here and there was no battery in my camera. Now, always when I come back after doing anything or after I've recorded anything, I charge the camera, so I know there's always battery on my camera, but I guess because I hadn't used it for like 4 months, battery just ran out, so that plan kind of went down the drain. It was really nice weather that day. Every single day after that, the weather has been, like this. So yeah, that didn't really give me much opportunity to record a video like this. Also, another fun thing that happened, I took a bit of a drive on the last weekend here. It was very windy, very rainy, and as I'm coming back, opening the door, the wind goes like shoo, and the door in the car goes like and yeah, took it to the mechanic, had them have a look at it, and the hinges, both hinges inside the door, are broken. The little thingy thing in the middle that keeps the door open in a given position is broken, and worst of all, there's a little dent on the outside, at the top and the bottom, exactly where the hinges are, which requires that entire part of the door to be replaced. I will tell you more about that in my car video, but that also meant I couldn't really do much of a recording at that time. So here we are. It is now the end of March, and as I said, the financial year, or thus the whole work year in Japan, starts on the 1st of April, which means that my spring break is until today. So I had to take the chance today, because otherwise I might not be able to talk to you again for a couple of months. So I wanted to get this chance to talk to you, explain a little bit about what's been going on, and hopefully it's not going to be 4 months before the next video. I do want to get back into putting out videos occasionally. Maybe once every couple of weeks or something, depending on what I can do. I do want to introduce you to my car as well. It does need a little bit of a repair, but I do want to introduce you to that. I think the rain has let up a little bit, so I'll take you upstairs here on the little viewing platform, and we can have a look at that together. So you see, the reason that I wanted to do the recording up here is because that's a really nice view. You can't really see it from down there where it was, but yeah, here you have a really nice view all over the big city. Actually, this is two cities. This right here is Okinawa City. This right here is Uruma City. You can't see a difference, but basically it splits right here. Down there you see the little like yellow sign with big red A things on. That is a giant mall. From that, let me hold this so that we can see. From that mall and over to that side is Uruma City. On this side of it, it is Okinawa City. They are basically just built together into one, kind of in the middle of Okinawa Island. The weather, as you can see, is yeah. I mean, at least it's not raining right now. It is still super hot. I think it's like 24, 25 degrees now and 95% humidity. So that's great. I did enjoy not having to use my heater at all in winter, but I'm not going to enjoy the season that's going to happen from now. It's already very hot. Anyway, I will end this one here, and hopefully I will see you again before too long. Thank you for your patience for the last 4 months, and see you next time. Swish!